Hey guys, it's Thursday, and we will definitely get off the rails today. Before I get into basically what's going to be my execution today, let me tell you guys that I hope to still be alive at least long enough to see you in Beaumont, Texas on Saturday night at Jefferson Theater. Please come hang out. If you're nowhere near Beaumont and you can't make that drive, go to watchchad.com. That's where all the fun stuff is, and find me on the road. We're doing the Small Town Tour 2023. A couple of decent-sized towns like, Kansas City in September, La Jolla, California, which is outside of San Diego. And so we got a few little, places coming up, but a lot of little towns, and I want to do that. They're hard to get to sometimes, but I want to do that because, hey, you live there too, so we're having fun. And we'll see how it goes into 24. How about that? Put that out there. I'm delaying the inevitable because my two favorite women are sitting on the couch. They're in the hot seat. Sara Gonzales and CJ. Oh, sweet Lord. CJ, make yourself at home. You just got a blanket?
She did.
Well, so
She's there.
I'm trying to not have my hoo-ha be on TV.
Well, there we go.
Don't want that.
There we go.
We I'd be the one that'd be killed.
Yeah, you're wearing a short little onesie dress
That
thing.
is a thing to try to not happen.
Yeah. You called it your hoo-ha.
Mm-hmm. What else do you call it?
Well, there's a lot of things, actually, that people call that.
I know there's like a technical term.
Yeah, well, I don't know what you're even talking about. You don't even have to go there.
The B word.
Don't say you don't know what it is,
I
Chad.
thought this was like a kid-friendly word for the. Sorry, no kids. Never mind. I'm just stop talking. Sarah, go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Hoo-ha will do just fine for this segment. So God only knows.
See, you gave her a hard time, but you should have just left it alone.
No. Sometimes I like to see where that filter just drops right off, and it hits the abyss. Mm-hmm. So, Sarah, how are you? How's your hoo-ha?
Hoo-ha's doing good. Good. Yeah. I mean, no issues to speak of. Yeah, so I feel like we're doing pretty good.
I'm going to tell you the truth. So, as y'all know, earlier in the week, I had a random flare-up of gout. I don't know what caused it. Sometimes it pops in that ankle, and it's like, here it comes. And I can be on all the medicine, taking all the right stuff, but, your body just takes over and says, poof. So I say all that to say, I finally broke down, and on Tuesday morning, I went to the Doc in a Box, the little clinic, and I said, you always have to tell those doctors how to do their job a little bit. It's like, here's what I want. Right. And she's got her mask on. She little Asian lady. She's like, you had gout before? I said, oh yeah, I've had it.
I'm familiar with it.
Tell you what I need. I need a steroid shot, and I need Toradol, which is amazing, and a prescription for colchicine. And she's like, you want prescription for? And I said, no, just give me both of the shots. She goes, you want both shots? I said, I have two cheeks. Let's go. But while I was waiting in the waiting room, you hear all kind of things at the Care Now. This lady walks up. And I don't know if she was talking about her hoo-ha or not. Uh-oh. But she's the young man behind the thing said, and what's going on? And she goes, I have an open breakout and rash that is festering and oozing and spreading.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm going to move over here, get away from the desk, go fill out my paperwork in the corner.
This is your way of telling us we've been exposed to a deadly
No, you're fine.
Did you get the monkeypox vaccine while you were there?
Fine. Well, it kind of crossed my mind. I was like, hey, whoa, it's like, boy, she was really I'll just say she was very descriptive in what was going on. And I was
like the front desk person?
Yeah. Because they were filling out the form, why are you here?
Yeah, that's just the front desk person.
Yeah, you could have just said, I've got a rash.
Would like for the doctor to check out a little skin issue that I have.
Yeah, I got a little skin issue going on that I'd like, a second set of eyes on to do this thing.
Maybe not. I have a herpes outbreak that I'd like.
Yeah, you don't have like a festering, oozing, open wound.
I would appreciate someone saying that so I could steer clear.
And then she said, I just got back from Mexico, so should I mark this box yes?
Oh, God.
Yes, you've been out of the country. Literally been out of the country. So, look, there's fluoride in the water. We're all dead walking. So it's okay. Let's get back into some things that we didn't make fun of this week because I try to save these things for you, Sarah, when you're around.
Thank you.
And then we got CJ, which nobody knows what's going to be said.
What does that even mean?
Well, I just told you. Nobody knows what you're going to say. That's the whole deal.
Maybe nothing.
It's so, what's that hat you're wearing, first of all?
It's my woman hat.
It's a shame that you have to identify yourself.
I know. This is kind of like my pronouns in my profile, right?
Yeah.
When I wore mine to the store one day, a man was like, I wouldn't have known that you were a woman had you not been wearing that hat. And I said, sir, these days you never can tell. And he said, you know what? You're right.
We got to identify it. Do not be confused.
Yeah.
I love to watch people get triggered over. So we have realwomensclub.com. And of course, I have 76forever.com. All apparel brands and all things that have kind of a humorous mission about a serious topic.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing to me how people criticize the stuff you put out. And it's like, listen, we're taking a truth and wrapping in it a little bit of humor and putting it out there. Like I had a red, white, and blue flag on there with my 76 logo in the field up there where the stars normally are. It was a shape of a U.S. flag, red, white, and blue. And it was just like, it wasn't an American flag. It was just red, white, and blue. And it said, this is my pride flag. And it was a play on a rainbow flag. People were losing their ever-loving minds over the deal. They're like, why would you just put the American flag up there? It's like, that would be fantastic if you had an apparel brand for you to do that. I'm just kind of poking fun.
Yeah, like understand the point.
Yeah. We're just in it. You don't have to buy it.
Right.
Like, by God, I'm an army man. I serve my country. Well, then you should be strong enough and disciplined enough to keep on scrolling. Like, you don't have to. It's okay. So it's amazing the people that do that. So anyway, Real Women's Club. It's realwomansclub.com. Women?
Real Women's Club.
I don't even know anymore.
It's Real Women's Club.
Real Women's, because there's a lot of you women out there.
Yes.
Dear God, don't I know it. There's a lot of you.
Yeah.
Realwomensclub.com, 76forever.
Get that redirect.
.com.
Yeah, I know. We really should. We should get both of them.
Get that redirect.
Maybe.
Like before this show airs.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know. Someone's going to go buy it.
We'll see. I own so many URLs at this point in time.
Trust me,
it's
I know.
Amazing.
My
Did I ever tell you
favorite was
about the one I bought recently?
No.
Y'all Lives Matter. YallLivesMatter.com.
Oh, I love that.
I like that.
Yeah, it directs nowhere, Brandon, but it's Y'all Lives Matter.
I like that. My favorite was the one that you trolled Beto with.
Yeah.
What was that one?
I don't remember what it was. Like Beto 22.
Yeah, Beto 22, and it went to my campaign website.
Yeah, whenever he was running.
Beto2022.com. Anyway, it's fun. So Joe Biden, boy, he is a piece of chicken skin with ears, right? I mean, if you just wave him in the wind, the same kind of sounds will come out of that chicken skin as what comes out of Joe Biden's mouth. So here's what he said. We haven't talked about this all week long. Play clip number 1.
All right. God save the Queen, man.
Wait, what?
What? What was he? That was June 18th. So that was last.
It was Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
No, it was Sunday. That was June 18th. I think that was Sunday. Or did he say it on Friday?
He said it on Friday.
He said it on Friday. So I was just looking at the date on that thing. Why? What's that?
Why did he say any of what he said?
Yeah.
No idea.
No idea. I think in the past he said the God Save the Queen thing.
But we're in America.
We're in America. and the Queen's dead.
The Queen's dead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And has been for quite some time.
Quite some time.
So God
maybe
did not
longer
save,
than we know.
God did not
told
save
him.
the Queen.
Yeah.
He didn't.
No.
My favorite is this at the end.
Yeah.
Because he never knows where he's supposed to exit.
When he does
Lost
the point, am I
again.
going this way? Am I going that way?
They need to give him an arrow at the bottom of his little
they really
teleprompter.
You know, sometimes if you're ever in an uncomfortable situation and you don't know what to do, sometimes you sort of exaggerate your movements to kind of look cool. You know, it's like, hey, I don't know where the hell I am, but hey, having a good time. That's him every time.
Well, and you'll notice whenever he's lost and he has to
Yeah.
he also after that adds a little pep in his step just to show like
Does a
I'm
little.
with it.
Like I'm cool.
Yeah,
I call it
that was just part of my act.
the Joe Shuffle. He doesn't run. He just moves his arms a little faster.
Yeah.
Like that. Like he's going to take off running.
And he does a little bounce.
Yeah,
His feet don't leave the ground. He just
He's like a
bounces.
cute old grandpa, which is like what he should be right now, not the
Yeah.
president.
Yeah.
But he doesn't acknowledge all of his grandchildren, so he's not that good of a grandpa.
He's a very
he's
bad
not.
grandpa.
Yeah.
To his
So-
like Jerry Springer-esque family.
Which they have the DNA proof. It is his grandchild. It is indeed his grandchild.
They've had that DNA proof for a very long time, and yet Hunter still fights on child support.
Yeah. Won't
Listen,
do it.
I'd be
Good family.
happy if I wasn't claimed by him, I think.
Well, they wanted his last name.
I would take the money.
Yeah.
I would definitely take the money.
Absolutely.
They've got enough of it.
Yeah, well, I mean, Hunter didn't pay the IRS,
Right.
but I don't think he's going to pay his child support on that deal. So I will tell you guys, whenever you walk on a stage, we've already seen certain clips where Joe comes down and they're already giving him directions. Okay, there's going to be a blue piece of tape. You're going to be people right in front of you. You're going to reach out your hand. You're going to shake those hands, and we're going to move you right down the line. And when you get to the red piece of tape, you're going to turn around and walk away. They give him these instructions.
That's too many instructions.
We've seen it, yeah. So
Listen,
he forgets.
If they give you that many instructions, I could be president.
So, so when he walks to the podium, he knows where he came from, one would think. How does he not know to return the same way?
Well, you walk to a podium, you might get confused on which way you came from.
Do you think there's like I actually know that there is like a politician school where they tell you these are the things you need to do. Like this is how you need to debate. This is how you, and I'm saying politician school, but they train you in debate. Yes. They train you in, policy as well as, the public and how to behave. And like he went to that school too many times. It's like a politician finishing school because he turns around and he immediately wants to shake hands.
Right.
And there's nobody there.
There's no one there.
But he's been taught that when you're a politician, there will always be someone there to shake your hand. And, well, we're living in a post-COVID world. There's never anybody there anymore.
Right.
They don't put a pile of people up there anymore.
Yeah.
My God, they have these one-on-one interviews 17 feet apart from each other.
I mean, or just no one is impressed with Joe Biden.
Nobody wants to be up there. And the John Fetterman thing, which I talked about it on Monday. You and I haven't talked about this.
No.
But the John Fetterman thing, holy shit. Why?
That was bad.
Why? It even made Joe kind of cringe where he's like looking at the guy going, uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like, please finish. Please finish.
Yeah.
Oh, God, please finish.
In fracture and delegation.
Next to a collapsed bridge.
Yeah. I would call Joe a collapsed
I was going to say, he got that right. If you just talk about Joe, he is.
I just, I feel like you have to stress the importance of recognizing that there are literally 100 people in the entire country who have this esteemed position of senator. 2 from each state. That's it.
Yeah.
And this walking potato, somehow the people voted for him to go up there and talk about delegation and infraction.
Infraction and instruction.
And then they want to like demonize us for, they'll say you're making fun of a stroke victim, which no, you shouldn't have put a stroke victim in power.
Right.
We're saying he should not be leading anything. Like maybe he should be sitting at home.
Like, yes, healing. I agree that he has a disability, perhaps like exit stage left.
Right, yeah.
You know what? You should not make fun of a senator with Down syndrome. No, we shouldn't have a senator with Down syndrome.
Right.
That's not disrespectful to anybody with Down syndrome.
No.
It's just like it's beyond your capability.
Right.
So is, listen, being a senator may be beyond my capability. I don't know. But I
wouldn't say that.
I don't really want to try it.
I mean, if John Fetterman can do it.
But if John Fetterman can do it, how hard can it freaking be?
If any of these people can do any of their jobs, like we could all, none of them are qualified.
Well, 2 out of 3 of us.
No.
Hey,
you can disqualify
How do you know I was talking about you? I've already disqualified myself.
I don't know.
Start with me, woman.
I would be great.
Don't
I would have
start
to get
with me.
longer dresses, though.
You would do what?
I'd have to get longer dresses.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, oh, honey. Can you imagine?
No.
Can you imagine the tabloids if CJ were in office?
No.
Oh, my Lord.
I mean, yes, I can imagine that. No, I don't want to.
Oh, the paparazzi would follow you around.
I'd have good policy.
But, I mean, the fact that John Fetterman has that role tells you right there, the politicians aren't the ones in control. Absolutely not. He's there to say a couple of words. Nobody's going to hear it. Nobody's going to listen to it. It's going to be incoherent. And then cast whatever vote they've told him to do. He's not there to read bills. He's not there to write bills. He's not there to present legislation. He's not going to do any of that stuff. And it's amazing to me, the Riris out there who are going to defend that guy. It's amazing to me. He's doing a great job. Shut up. What?
I feel like they almost chose someone like that to run because they do want to trap you in a riot like on January 6th. They want to trap us into looking like mean and like we're making fun of somebody with disabilities. It's like they chose someone to just once again demonize the critics.
Well, it's really sad too because I mean, when the clip that you're talking about in particular, if you watch it, you can see on his face, you can see in his eyes where he realizes like, I'm not making sense at all. He realizes it. He knows it. And then you know his mental health history where he's checked into a mental health center because he had so much depression. And you have to feel bad for him of just like all of these people, including his wife, are pushing him into this. The Democrats are pushing him into this knowing that he can't handle it, knowing that he's going to fail in a public setting. And I just think like it's just, I mean, it's shameful. If they had shame, they would feel it, but they don't. But it's really shameful they're the ones who should feel ashamed that they put him in this position. They put him in this position where there's absolutely no way that he can succeed. And he knows it. You can see it in his eyes.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about a big win that you had recently.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about that. Hey, guys, you got to clean your guns. It's part of being a responsible gun owner. Don't let it be a hassle. Let it be fun. Let it be meditation for you. Do that dirty job and just become one with your firearm. I got a way for you to do that. It's with Barrel Buddy. Don't use the patches. Don't use the rope, the bore snakes, any of those things. Use the Barrel Buddy. Now, it's a better solution. I'm going to tell you why. Barrel Buddy compresses to fill the interior of your gun's barrel. You put it on the end of the rod, you push it through. It will clean the rifling grooves, and it will come in 7 different sizes, which matches any caliber firearm you may own. Barrel Buddy is composed of the polymers that don't leave behind the residual particles, so it makes it safer as well. Cleans by scrubbing, collecting particulates, then it absorbs the remaining residue and buffs the interior surface clean. And it even lubricates. You can lubricate your firearm while you're cleaning it. So cleaning your guns is important. You are a responsible gun owner, and you want that thing to be ready to go if there's ever time to use it. Barrel Buddy's a new concept, and it's very unique, so I want you to try them out. Take care of your firearms with Barrel Buddy. Try some today. I guarantee you'll love them. Go to barrelbuddy.com. That's barrelbuddy.com. We'll be right back. I want to have a drag queen Christmas.
Do you?
Christmas. I want to wear all the tinsel. I want to be sparkly and
I've been to those shows. I don't really recommend it, actually.
No, it's not a beautiful sight.
No.
It's not glistening with cheer.
No.
Glistening with something.
It's glistening with something.
I think he was saying he wants to be a part of it. You want to dress
You're
up.
auditioning?
I'm not auditioning. Bitch, I don't audition. I show up and get the job. You celebrated a win. We're celebrating a win. Let's talk about that a little bit. What happened?
Well, the Drag Queen Christmas tour that my organization, Defend Our Kids Texas, exposed last year for just the grotesque, disgusting display that they had. And of course, it was all ages, because if it wasn't all ages, we wouldn't give a crap.
Right.
They were simulating sex in front of children. They had large silicone breasts that they were displaying in front of children. They were singing songs like Screwed Off the Red-Nosed Reindeer in front of children. Yes, it's got a nice little ring to it, right?
It rhymes.
Something that you want your children to be listening to and think of when they think of Christmas.
Yeah.
And so we exposed this last year, and we got so much attention drawn to it. Tucker Carlson covered it, and it just went viral. Libs of TikTok covered it. It went viral on the internet because it was so grotesque. Mm-hmm. And this year they announced their latest lineup, their latest tour, and they did put in there that all shows this year are 18 and up.
And
only.
they specifically said, like, they let you know there was a change.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They said for this year,
yeah,
all shows will be 18 plus only.
Yeah.
And there will be, you will have to show your ID.
Yeah.
And I did go in and check through all of the venues that they had posted, and it was on the front page on all of them, 18 and up only, ID required.
I do comedy, which is reasonably mild, but I still make sure. Sometimes these venues, they'll put all ages welcome on my shows, and I'm like, you got to change that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it slips through the cracks, and I'm like, do not bring kids to my show.
Right.
I'm not dancing and gyrating and putting on whatever.
Well, and just for clarification, because sometimes it is the venue, but in this particular situation, it is not. It was not the venue.
No,
it was the presenters. I mean, it was the production that said on their website, all ages welcome.
Like it was deliberately wanting to target children.
Yes. And then they always say, I love that you said that, because they always say, well, we can't help it if we can't control if parents bring their kids. Well, what you can control is the fact that you always, always, always interact with the children that are there.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why do you take money from them?
Why
putting
would you take
singles
money
in
from
your
them?
garter? I mean, I had somebody in the dark, at a show not long ago, that I said something, and they said, there's a child in here. And I said, there's 4 exits.
Yeah.
So, like, you're not supposed to have a child in here.
Right.
You don't bring a 7-year-old to a comedy show.
Right.
It's not, and again, I get mad at these venues. I'm like, guys, we've told you from the very beginning, don't put that on there. Mm-hmm. Don't put that on there. This ain't a church service.
Right.
It's a comedy show. So, I mean, you can imagine, if I don't want kids coming into a comedy show where they might hear an off-color joke, I sure as shit don't want them going to a drag show, right? So kudos.
And I want to know what those kids are exposed to at home to where they're not screaming when a drag queen comes up to them. Because, I mean, I thought kids were scared of clowns.
When I was 7 years old, I got scared when I saw my mother getting her tips frosted.
I thought you were going a completely different direction when you started that sentence.
Yeah. See, that's how I know how to frame a joke. I keep you on the edge of your seat until bam, then I drop the boom.
But seriously, my kids wouldn't even get next to like Mickey Mouse
Or Santa Claus.
Oh, yeah, and so you put a man dressed as a woman's crotch in their face, and those kids are like,
You know, it's interesting too, because when we uncovered that last year, I went to the show in Dallas and I interviewed some of the moms and asked them, like, do you not worry that this is exposing your child to something that's inappropriate? And I actually had one say it's similar to what they would see on Disney.
I saw that video clip.
And one of them said,
like Ursula, maybe.
Yeah, one of them said, they see simulated sex at school. And I'm like, what the hell school do you have your child going to? Porn school?
Yeah.
No, they don't. And if they do, that's a whole different issue. Maybe we should talk about it.
A whole other issue.
Like, these parents are just so ready to just completely abdicate their responsibility by being like, well, they're going to see it at school. Well, they're going to see it on social media. Why the hell does your kid have social media? Why are you giving them a phone with access to the outside world with completely completely unfettered? Why are you doing that?
Yeah. Changing subjects. I don't know if y'all saw the new Little Mermaid. I don't know if you saw it. You don't have to admit it if you did.
No, absolutely
not. CJ's over there blushing a little bit.
I didn't see it, but I did ask you if you wanted to go see it.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You ran out of, see,
I had
CJ.
nothing to do.
CJ's one of those people that ran out of things to do with her kids. She also doesn't know when to lie on television. But
You said no.
I said no. I'm not going to
Set me
see that.
straight.
I get it. I just forget Disney, dude. They're never getting another dime of my money, not knowingly, not if I can help it.
No, me
but,
either.
I feel shame for anybody that thinks bad of me now.
No, you didn't go see it. You're
I
fine.
didn't go see
but you
it.
did. You almost gave in to temptation, which is weird. Sometimes I'm happy that you
I like
do that.
the music.
Well, I mean, they hired this. I don't care that they have a black mermaid. I don't care about that stuff. I mean,
I don't care. It's annoying.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have to do the whole. You don't have to change the entire character.
Right.
You know, you don't have Ryan Gosling playing MLK. Right. So it's a dumb double standard, and we've talked about that kind of hypocrisy ad nauseum. I wish they could have gotten a prettier girl whose eyes weren't real far apart, because it's a girl that kind of naturally looks like a fish, which is sort of fitting. You know, I mean, the
Maybe
fish
that's
has eyes
why.
on both sides of her head, and so does this girl.
That sounds like smart casting to
It's
me.
smart casting. I mean, it's like, you guys really went all in with the anthropomorphism, but you really humanized a fish, didn't you? Oh, that's a real girl. But did you see the thing that happened earlier this week? They exposed, because they hired these really good-looking soy models, you know, these guys that weigh 130 pounds and have, 2% body fat to be the mermen. One of the ones, the key characters in there, it turns out he's a porn star.
Oh, I did see
He's
that.
a porn star.
I
Yeah.
did see that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
And once again, it's like a company like Disney they don't have anyone that's heavily vetting all of the people that are involved.
I mean, can you not pull up this guy's resume? Was that not on there? Like, does he not have a porn IMDb?
Are you not
I know, but
Googling
at
the
this
people
point,
who you're
they don't
casting?
care. That's probably what they want to cast at this point.
Oh, they don't care, and they just don't think you're going to find it. Well, see, that's the deal. We are finding these
Right.
things.
I
now.
remember hearing like at Disney, probably like 20 years ago, like if a character, took his like Mickey Mouse hat off to where anyone could see it, they'd be like fired on the spot. Like
Right.
they used to have like
You can't break
extremely
character.
right, and now they have like the man, women, bibbity bobbity boo. I mean,
Boutique.
they're just they have no standards anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can't break character at Disney. If you play a character, all the way to the point where when you sign a signature, it's uniform. So Mickey Mouse's signature could be all across every single park. They got those autograph books. Every Mickey Mouse character signs Mickey Mouse the same way. Same with Donald Duck. Same with Goofy. It's all the whole thing. They train them to do these things. Can't break character. So you're right in that regard. But again, Disney is an ideology at this point. They are driving a narrative, and we know what's going on.
To be fair, I think the bibbity bobbity boo man didn't break character. He was gay the whole time.
he was steady.
He was gay.
He just never was
He
a
didn't-
princess. He was an ugly wench is what he was. He was one of the ugly
The whole time,
stepsisters.
though.
No
He did not
magic
break
was
that.
going to
Yeah.
fix that.
Like that right there is Cinderella. He was an ugly stepsister.
He was
That's
hideous
what
the
I
whole
think.
time.
No wonder the glass slipper didn't fit your fat ass foot. You know, you're wearing an 11.
Those original ugly stepsisters did kind of look like trannies, so.
Trannies? All right.
They did.
It's the big nose and the jawline, right?
They were They did not. It could not get their big feet in her little dainty slipper.
I like how the foot just kind of, in the cartoon, they had it bend and kind of quiver a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he went, ping, and it shot across the room.
It was a man foot.
From your big old tranny foot. I'll tell you, I get called a bigot every day now because I call this shit out, and I don't care. I've been called asshole by bigger people than you. So you and your 7 followers on Twitter or Facebook that want to call me a whatever bigot. No. Here's the thing. I had somebody come at me this week and just would not shut up. And I was like, lady, you're insane. Stop talking. I'm just like, gender dysphoria. She's like, you are a bigot against the transgender. You cause harassment and oppression and violence against the LGBT. I don't know any gay people getting beat up in the street.
No.
Like, I'm not saying it's never happened. It's happened. I mean, it happened to Jussie Smollett. But I'm just saying, all these different things can happen. I might get beat up walking out of here today. You know, I might ask for a little spanking tonight. But hey, the point is, nobody's out there oppressing all of these people. We don't care until you start involving the kids, and then we're going to call it out. And we're going to call out your weird, depraved lifestyle that you're going to keep promoting in front of everybody, and take to the national parks and be like, we are gay, and we're going to float in the geysers, and we're going to squirt all over everything. Did you see that clip?
No.
Oh, you didn't see that commercial? Do we still have that clip anywhere? Since we showed it earlier in the
Who
week.
said they're going to squirt?
Nobody. I'm adding humorous elements to a very real subject.
Oh.
But they still made it very, very
gay.
Well, and perverse,
Okay.
and sexualized. It was a
kind of
thing
the
for the
same thing at
national
this
parks
point.
about having a gay pride day at the deal. And
Like paid for by the national parks.
I don't know about, yeah, sure, why not?
Wow. Oh.
But again, you want to keep bringing your sexual lifestyle out here in front of us. It's like you don't expect me to poke fun of it a little bit, or at least say, hey, anyway, I did this clip about, if you guys are targeting children, we want you to turn from your ways. We want you to quit that and come back the other way. And there's a little 50-second reel out there where somebody's like, oh, see, you're the reason, you're the problem, you're the bigot. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to shut up about it because, again,
Right.
if you're targeting children, I don't give a shit what you think about me. You need to be in counseling.
I do think there's also an argument to be made that, like, as far as laws go, the only thing that I'm going to advocate for is protecting children. But I do think there's an argument to be made that once we're like saying that this is okay in society, you are exposing it to children. Anytime I take my child to the grocery store and there's a man that's wearing dresses and I have to explain to my child you're forcing me to impart that on my child. That's still involving me. I still get to have an opinion about it.
I try to explain to CJ to wear more clothes at the grocery store. It's a real problem.
I still get to have an opinion about it, CJ.
It's a real problem.
I am not corrupting children. Look at this. This is a church dress.
That is a
No,
church
it's
dress.
not a church dress. I've told you this for forever.
There's no cleavage. Look.
This
it's like,
is appropriate.
nice.
you got to be careful
Especially
with that dress.
if I bring the blanket.
Okay. Well, okay, so
My
that
mom-
makes it not church.
My mom asked me where I got this dress.
It's
This is a
very
cute dress.
Yeah.
It's a very cute
We're
dress.
making a thing of it because I have Allie Stuckey's blanket on my lap. Which, by the way, what do you think she's going to
She
think
had to
about this?
sanctify-
Blanket on your hoo-ha.
Yep, boy, see, this right here was the end of the Chad Prather show. Because CJ
sorry,
has
I'll
no
get you a
filter. She just
new
told everyone
blanket.
she used Allie Stuckey's blanket and her hoo-ha in the same sentence.
I didn't say hoo-ha. She
that
did.
in and of itself is the kiss of death for the Chad Prather show. Well,
We'll
nice
watch
showing you guys. All right, we're out.
You're dying. You've got infectious disease from the woman in there. You've got gout. You have 2 women that might kill you. And
All
now
that
Allie
fine. We
Stuckey
can
is
talk
coming
about
at
putrid
you.
pus coming from a zit on your
And your
ass.
shoe
But
is
you brought up
toast.
Allie's blanket. That, sister, is a no. Don't say another word. Don't you say another word on this topic. I'll be living in the forest somewhere. You have no idea how strong Allie's army is. You have no idea. They will come with me and they will smite me hip and thigh. They will thrash me about the head and the neck, and I will be cast into eternal damnation. Hellfire. Over a blanket.
It was nice knowing you.
Over a Chinese piece of fleece.
This was not made in
It does
China.
look comfortable.
Woo! Boy, we're off the rails. All right. You guys might remember that On a recent episode, I was singing the praises of an all-natural supplement called Liver Health Formula. Just the other day, CJ said, "Are you taking turmeric?" I said, "I sure am in my Liver Health Formula. It rejuvenates your liver. It reignites your metabolism. It burns fat. It boosts your energy. It will fight a fatty liver, which affects 100 million Americans." The good folks over there put together a short presentation that shares 4 warning signs of a damaged fatty liver. The number 2 one will downright scare you to death. So you need to go over there and watch that free presentation and learn more about your liver health right now. Head over to checkyourliver.com/chat. Again, that's checkyourliver.com/chat, and we'll be right back. Have the clip, and I don't know why I just thought about that, but did you see when Eva Longoria was at the White House and she was talking about whatever, and Joe Biden gives her the little hug and a little side face kiss, and then he rubs his hand right across her boob?
Yes.
And she takes his hand and pulls it off. I mean, that's a slick little. That's like the stop. That's the break and reach move right there. When you're driving in the car and the girl's next to you, and you hit the brakes and you reach over and you put your hand across her chest, and her boobs come right into your arm. CJ's trying to figure that out. She's like, "I thought you were protecting me." I slammed on the brakes. Look, there's a deer. Ooh, ah. No, Joe Biden totally pulled that move.
Yeah, that was really uncomfortable to watch.
What's sad is he probably just instinctively does that.
Grabs boobs.
Yes.
I mean, he's been doing it for many years.
I mean, he knows better than that
natural.
right now, like on TV to a famous actress. Like, he knows you're not supposed to. Hasn't he, like, apologized for that behavior in the past? So,
the
it's
hugging
just
and
like.
The kissing, yes.
It's just, ingrained in his hands.
It was a forced apology, I think, though. Like, it was a forced.
He did not mean it.
Yeah, because it was brought to light how many kids he'd sniffed and how many women he had inappropriately touched. And they were like, "Joe, you should probably say something about this." He's like, "Oh, I'm just really old and I didn't mean it."
Yeah,
I
it's
love
just
the smell of children.
Instinctual motor skills for his hands. They just go right to the breast.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, mine does in my mind.
I wonder how long he was breastfed for.
I don't know.
There's got to be an association.
You can tell that Monster Energy drink's kicking in.
I know.
CJ.
I'm kicking in my ear.
Good Lord. But in light of that, play clip number 2, please. Watch this. Joe doesn't know what to do with his hands.
That looked like a combination of where to go and
it's a combination of a lot.
He's waving, pointing, thumbs up, fist bump, pointing. Play that clip one more time. Let's do it one more time. Let's see it. Here he goes. Let's break it down. He's like, kisses, thumbs up, no fist bump. Yeah, let's point. All right, I'm gonna wave. There's a lot of shit he did right there.
Yeah, but as long as you do it forcefully.
There's the kiss. There's the thumbs up, fist bump. There's the point. And there's the wave. The only thing missing is the middle finger. We'll do that for you, Joe. That's the only thing missing. That was every hand gesture except a jerk-off move right there. You know?
Which I'm not sure that he can do anymore.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
He can grab Eva's boobs, but
That's
he can't.
it. He just needs something to do with his hands, and he's good.
You need to do something with your feet.
That's why they give him ice cream.
Well, it is, actually.
To keep his hands off the boobs.
It's to keep his mind in check because he's got Alzheimer's. Let's play clip number 8, please. Clip surprise.
You know what I
day.
get when we're talking about the fentanyl at the border and all that? I speak with the president of Mexico. Will you stop sending guns to us?
Oh, my God.
We are sending dangerous weapons, particularly assault weapons, to Mexico. To Mexico.
What?
What?
They're asking us, please stop it.
Wait.
Cut it off at the border.
Wait.
What? Anybody got a guess? Anybody got a freaking guess on what the hell he just said?
Does he know
Who's
something
sending
we
guns to who?
don't?
Because I want one.
Well, actually, I think he may be recalling when he was vice president and
I know
we
the
sent
Fast
guns
and
to
the
Mexico
Furious.
in
Fast and Furious, yeah.
I think that might just be
I mean,
him
that probably
recalling
is a recollection piece right there from Fast and Furious with Eric Holder as the Attorney General, where they gave guns to the cartel, which wound up in the death of a border agent.
Did kill at least one
federal
American.
agent. So I'm lost on that, dude. I'm like,
Well,
what?
he is too. So.
And I know people who say, well, it doesn't matter, like John Fetterman, people who say, well, it doesn't matter what they say. They're there. No, it does. They're statesmen.
Right. This is the guy.
Statesmen. I mean, Alexander Hamilton and the boys were writing the Federalist Papers at the age of 19 and 20.
You just said, and the boys.
They were. I mean, he's like, they weren't in gangs.
Alexander and the boys?
They weren't out banging.
Yeah.
They were writing the Federalist Papers
Right.
under pseudonyms, Joe Biden doesn't know what a pseudonym is. Won't even begin to ask anybody to spell it. Joe Biden's like, I got a pseudonym. It's Peter Peter. They call me Peter Peter. And Corn Pop, I got them gray, golden, blonde hair. They curly and they lay down, and there's one they get wet, and then they pop up in the sun. The kids walk over, they like to rub them down, watch them pop up again. Any of you black kids want to get in my lap?
I think they passed on that.
I want to sit in Joe's lap. Those little frail old man legs, those little bony femurs.
I feel like he'd let you.
Well, you know what? He couldn't stop me. Couldn't stop me, CJ.
Speaking of how bony he is, it really is a miracle that he did not break his hip when he fell the most recent time.
That hurt, right?
That was a bad fall.
That man ain't got no ass.
No. He's just sticks.
It's not like Donald Trump sticking the ground. You know what I'm saying? He's got a little cushion for the pushing.
He does.
No.
I didn't need to think of it that way.
And Donald, too, when Donald, can you imagine getting up into that girth? Let me tell you, Donald, when he falls, his hair kind of acts like an umbrella, like a little, it kind of breaks, the wind catches as it goes down like a little parachute as he falls. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to float to the ground now. Now, Joe just, there it was. And he hit that little bony hip.
Yeah.
I want to know what Joe weighs. Anybody know? Does anybody know what
85
Joe...
pounds.
Does anybody know? I mean, honest to God. I mean, is that a common knowledge? We don't know.
No.
He's got to weigh 150. He's pretty tall, though, right? Isn't he like 6'1"?
Is he tall? Let's see how
Is he
tall
like
he is.
6'1", maybe? I think he's tall. He's a slender young man. Young man. I love his posture.
He's 6 feet.
6 feet. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's my height.
He's 6 feet. Trump is 6'3".
Yeah, he is.
So 6 feet, 150.
Trump is a lot of man.
Yes,
He's intimidating. He's like, you see him and you're like seeing Glenn Beck or Bill O'Reilly. You don't realize how big those guys are. Bill O'Reilly's a big dude.
Yeah, Glenn Beck. When I first met Glenn, I was like, whoa.
And Glenn's looking good. He's lost weight.
I told him that too.
He's looking good. The only thing, he's got the little old man pooch like me.
I'm not going to say that about Glenn.
He's got the little old man pooch. It's
he's
cute
been gone.
for a man his age.
Oh my gosh. I think he looks great.
He does look good.
I'm saying.
Does look good. What's Glenn now? 78? 72, I mean? It's like 72, right? 73?
No.
Something like that. 58. He's 8 years older than me. I know that.
Okay,
He's keeping tabs, bish.
Does that mean
Coming
you
for you,
feel
Beck.
70?
What?
Does that mean you feel 70?
I feel 70, but I'm not.
So now in this episode, you have managed to upset all fans of Ali Stuckey and also Glenn Beck.
Who else we got around here? Who we want to talk about?
I don't know what you mean by we.
I mean, you're guilty by association.
No.
Of course. No, Glenn's looking good. I noticed on his deal. Then he went for a couple of weeks where he didn't want makeup, and I was like, what? I was like, there's some interesting looks on there, but no, he's looking good.
Yeah.
Looking good. And he's taking all his crap to Utah. Y'all should go check that out. You probably can't afford it if you're like me.
Yeah, it looks wild in the hallway here at the
Dude,
studio.
I mean, he's
It's
got a
just
fortune in those cases.
all of this stuff just on display, strewn about
I mean,
in the hallway.
there's the cuff of Abraham Lincoln's sleeve with his blood on it. I mean, there's
Mary Todd Lincoln's dress.
George Washington's hair. There's the Captain America's shield and
Helmet.
Hitler's keys and
Yeah.
you know,
all sorts of random
And
stuff.
first edition of Mein Kampf.
What is the witch laying down with the...
They got her tied up. They're burning her at a stake.
What is that?
It's an exhibit. I don't know, but that lady tied up to that stake kind of turns me on. It's very hot.
She
Witches at the
is
stake.
arched with her like little chickens pointing up in the air.
Yeah. They have a lot of creepy little exhibits
Yes.
around here, like the time David Barton hung people from the
Yeah.
Barney tree out there.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Barney, all of the episodes of Barney were filmed in this building, the old Paramount Studios, except for the first season. And we still have the tree from the Barney set, and they were showing, different problems in the past with race relations at an exhibit here. They hung people from the tree.
Yeah, it was an interesting move. I was thinking about maybe taking my child at the time, and I was like, pass.
No, there's some real creepy and instrument. Anyway. Check it out, man. Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck. But hey, I'm going to be around here laughing because I don't know if you guys remember when late night television was actually funny. It is definitely not funny anymore. They don't have actual comedians and they don't really care about making you laugh. Well, we're trying to change that here at BlazeTV. We're trying to bring late night back with the release of a new show called Normal World. It started this week, and you can join our friends and comedians Dave Landau and Quarter Black Garrett every night. I think Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, right? Something like that.
That's correct.
10 p.m. Eastern. They're reinventing late night using topical sketches, comedic conversations on the latest political and social news. A lot of comedian guests, a lot of musical guests. So stay tuned for that. Blaze TV's rescuing comedy from the humorless left. So join us each night that the show is on, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Head over to youtube.com/normalworld. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on the fun. We'll be right back. All right, you talked about that. I talked about that. This is the thing that continues to kind of piss me off, and that's this Peter Hotez dude. Which, by the way, he's not a virologist. He's not anything. He's a pediatrician, and he's an advocate for vaccinology. That's what we've come to. Play clip number 12, please.
But I just think there's a time and a place for a debate. I don't think a historian of World War II should debate a Holocaust denier. I just think, that's my analogy here. Like, I don't think these debates between experts and cranks do anything other than elevate the cranks.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, there are certain things you debate. I understand what a debate about 18th century Enlightenment philosophy is, and debating Rousseau and Bishop Berkeley. I understand what political debates are. But in science, we don't typically do debates. What we do is we write scientific papers. Okay. We present our findings in front of a critical audience of our peers to solicit their input and suggestions. But one doesn't typically debate science. Maybe the one-off discussion of evolution versus creationism and that sort of thing, but that's not what we do in science.
Okay, so no, what you do, let me interpret what he just said. We get our peers. No, your peers have been bought by Big Pharma. They write these papers, they get paid to write these papers, and then they do a peer review on each other's stuff and say, hey, you know what? He was right. See, we're peer reviewed. We know we're accurate. Well, a scientific method, when not used, actually is not science. So you start with a hypothesis, you bring it down to a conclusion, and you come out with your findings on that thing, and you report on that. There's no scientific method being involved with any of this stuff. So yes, I think it is open to debate. And the fact that you're just scared of questions, you're scared of some accusations that maybe your findings aren't actually accurate, you want to run from that and then hide behind these shills with this, again, bought-out mainstream media who is going to come to your rescue and say, oh, see, why would a World War II historian debate a Holocaust denier? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Oh, because what you've done is you've so demonized and villainized the so-called Holocaust denier and say he's not worthy of debate. No, maybe you win a soul over to your point, because if you got the facts, you get in the debate, you should be able to mop the floor with them. Right. Aren't facts strong enough to do it? I mean, you've got the peer-reviewed studies. You've done the scientific method. So why don't you come out and say this is what we found? Because you don't have it, Pete. You don't have it, Pete. And by the way, I make fun of his voice, but I also make fun of Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s voice too. Like a drill in the head.
Well, I think like your first clue to not take this idiot seriously is the fact that he's clearly in his home office and had to put on his lab coat.
Yeah.
As if it would, like he was just in the kitchen performing some scientific experiment with his coat on and walked straight into the room to
do the
fit.
kitchen sink, seeing what bleach and other substances will create in the mold.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, oh my God, you put on your lab coat and now I know you're a true scientist. Yeah. Thanks, Pete. I appreciate it. He's been one of the worst vaccine shills for a very, very long time, specifically with kids' vaccines.
I said it on the show Monday. The problem is they know that it takes away their cash cow. It takes away their grift if they go in there and they get exposed.
Well, and wasn't he like a year before COVID hit out there saying that natural immunity trumps vaccinations? And then it's like how fast the money changes you. And by the way, has he just replaced Fauci?
No, he's a whole different shill.
No, but
I was going to say, where did he go? And now do I see him all the time?
The only claim to fame that he's got there is he actually went on Rogan's show.
Right.
So Rogan said, hey, all right, I've had you on the show. I've had RFK on the show. You guys come on here and have a debate on my show. You're both guests, of the show, friends of the show. Come do it. And now it's up to whatever, $3 million of them I mean,
but he's being paid more on the other side.
Yeah.
To where it's not worth it.
I'd like pick a card out and debate whatever the topic was for $3 million.
If I knew that I was correct.
Going to charity. Well, I mean, no, I'd even argue something I don't believe in if I knew $3 million was going to charity.
Well, I don't want to make myself look stupid on the world's biggest podcast ever. But still, if the facts are on your side,
you make yourself look stupid on TV shows like that.
I mean, I agree, but he doesn't think so because he's an elitist.
And because he knows the audience on that show, he knows he's not going to be picked apart.
So. I'm doing this podcast thing wrong, though, because did you see Tim Pool donated $100,000 to that deal? I donated 10.
Dollars?
Yes. I'm like, and all I've ever asked anybody to do is go where podcasts offer and lead a rating and review. Mm-hmm. I got everybody in the chat room in there saying hi to each other. So tell your friends to listen to the freaking show. Tim Pool's kicking our ass. He wears a stocking cap outside. It's 117 degrees.
And you guys have been there. His setup is...
I've been to his house. I've still never seen under the hat.
Yeah.
I mean, I wear a hat, but you can take it off every now and then. I challenge you, Tim Pool. Another $10.
Take off the hat.
I'll debate you, Tim Pool.
On what?
Hats versus non-hats.
But you're both wearing hats.
I'll take mine off.
Okay.
For the debate. Okay. I'll spray a little topic on there, some of that spray paint on my spot, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows.
You're not. Well, they do because you just told them.
I mean, nobody knows.
Okay.
They'll forget. They weren't listening because they're too busy chatting it up.
Oh, that's right.
In the live chat. This is pure entertainment. This is comedy gold. BlazeTV. Peter Hotez's voice. It's a cartoon.
He is such a low-T scumbag.
Scumbag. They want to biologically, anatomically, physiologically. Did I say biologically? Mm-hmm. I think I did. They want to transform you into an androgynous humanoid.
I mean,
it's disgusting.
Look at, if you take a side-by-side of Joe Rogan or RFK Jr. and put it next to Peter Hotez, who are you going to take your health advice from?
Yeah.
I know who I'm taking mine from.
Yeah. Or Peter McCullough or any of these guys. I mean, these guys are, Peter McCullough's pretty fit dude.
Yep. Well, they have nothing to gain if you flourish. They want you at home in your basement playing video games.
Yeah.
Unhealthy. What'd you say, drugged the other day?
What?
We were talking in the car. You said they want us like in our basement just drugged.
I don't know. You were in a truck with another dude.
Maybe I was listening to the radio.
You could have been. CJ, that laser focus changes all the time. And I've said over and over, it's like when the laser hits you, you better be ready because that's your 5 minutes. That's your 5 minutes to have her attention. And then she's on to the next. Squirrel.
A little ping pong ball.
Ping pong ball. You're cute, though. All right. Hey, let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, Sarah, American Beauty by Sarah. Don't put an H on that thing. Yes. AmericanBeautyBySarah.com.
Thank you.
And you find all of us, RealWomen'sClub.com. I love you girls.
It's a threesome.
It is a threesome.
I love you girls.
It's nice.
We love you.
Yeah. There inevitably will be somebody who will say, you were flirting with that one girl an awful lot. We've been together for a long time. I've earned the right to be able to do that. So CJ and I, I've earned that right. Real Women's Club, Deplorable Choir. Follow her on the Facebooks and the Lone Star CJ on Instagram. She's got some pretty fun insights on there. She gets pretty riled up.
CJ?
And, yeah.
No.
Yeah. The woman makes coffee nervous. Honest to God, I want to put that on a T-shirt. WatchChad.com is where all the fun stuff is. I'd love for you to come see me and Zach Rushing, and you might even get a glimpse of Jesse Payton Saturday night in Beaumont, Texas. Get your tickets over there at WatchChad.com. Find the 76forever.com store, and don't forget our boys over at Normal World. Check them out tonight and see if they're funny. I bet you like it. Go to blazetv.com/Chad. Use promo code Chad and save on an annual subscription. We will see you on Overtime tomorrow. Love you. Bye.